Hey there, my name is Sarah Nickerson. I'm a psychic medium intuitive, and I'm the host of NextGEN Medium, the podcast. And one thing that I wanted to do with my blog was to answer questions that are on social media. And I like to use Reddit because I think Reddit's a great place. So we got a question from the subreddit Psychic Development. And this is from Thankful P. Thankful P. And it's titled Beginner. And this is what she had to say. And this is what I wanted to pass along to her and to whoever has a similar situation and maybe help you get to know your abilities a little bit better when it comes to your soul abilities, your psychic medium, intuitive, mediumship, psychic, healing, whatever. Okay, so let's take a look at the question. Hello, I am highly intuitive and usually get messages in my dreams and wake up sometimes because a spirit woke me. I had a dream tonight that was really interesting, but I am also a beginner. I had a dream that one of my old friend's grandfather was trying to get in contact with him and was angry with his decisions. One of my ears were ringing really loudly, and I was physically sick in this dream from how intense this spirit is. What can I walk away with this? I haven't talked or even thought about that old friend in a long time. Is this really his grandfather? All right, good stuff here. Here's my take on it. First of all, welcome. Recognizing that you're highly intuitive is awesome. But what's interesting about your experience, Mr. or Mrs. or whatever, Thankful P, is that your dream actually sounds very mediumship centered. Um, so it sounds like this happens a lot where a spirit wakes her up, but this one in particular is about a grandfather of a friend trying to get in contact with her friend and using her as sort of the conduit. Um, in her dream, the grandfather was upset, and in the dream, she felt physically ill and that her ears were ringing. And what's interesting is that she feels like this was her response in the dream. I would be interested uh, to maybe think that maybe these were messages from the grandfather, of how he felt maybe prior to his passing. So when or if she goes to her friend, her old friend, and says, "Hey, your grandfather came through in my dream and he was upset." Your friend may be like, okay, that's kind of weird." But maybe if you could give those pieces of information, such as, I felt like my ears were ringing and I felt physically sick. Maybe this could explain some of his symptoms before passing, and maybe this information was passed along as pieces of evidential information. Um, there's a couple of things I think about with this particular instance of this person experiencing this, where I wonder what exactly was happening. And so, one of the things I think about is this the possibility of something your friend had experienced, in the past? In which case, this would be a retrocognitive event in that maybe the friend, had an experience where, his or her grandfather was really mad at her or him, and, maybe those feelings of sickness and the ears ringing was something this friend went through in this possible instance from their past of their grandfather admonishing them, um, and them feeling sick and ears ringing. Um, my other thought is, like I said, is the physical symptoms that were felt in the dream, are these the grandfathers that are pieces of information to pass along to the friend? Um, Yeah, so I guess there's a couple of questions in there when it comes to the details of the dream, and maybe drawing more on that clear cognizance in what did you just know when you were in that dream? And, that would be a good piece of information to kind of clarify what happened, why it happened. Um, so she or he says, "What can I walk away with this?" You can walk away knowing that, um, you are, um, in touch with your soul abilities. The fact that you're dreaming this stuff shows that you're not paying attention to it in your waking life. So it might be time to start tapping into it just by sitting quietly and just letting things come to you, possibly visually. It looks like you do have um, an ability to take on physical, um, how do I say it? Physical conditions. I think like Claire, I can't remember which Claire that is, but I'm not sure if it's Claire empathy that is happening in this dream and that you're feeling what someone else feels emotionally. If this is a retro cognitive dream, maybe you are taking on the emotions of your old friend. But by the sounds of it, it sounds like this is a message from the grandfather to your friend that this person isn't making the right decisions. Um, I haven't talked to or even thought about this friend in a long time. Is this really his grandfather? I would say if it strikes you so much, that you wake up and it's kind of haunting you, then the clue is how intense the emotions were felt, but also how much it's gripped you into your conscious life, you know, your waking life. So I would say if you ever have an experience in a dream that makes you kind of think about things or elicits a strong emotion, that there's something in there that your higher self or another entity that you've let into your information field, um, there's something there that needs to be addressed. Um, What do you do? This is a this is a question that you could answer. You have choices. You can go to your friend and say, "Hey, um, I had this dream. I know we haven't talked in a long time." That's what it sounds like is going on with this friendship. And I talked to your grandfather. Your grandfather talked to me, and he felt this way. And here's kind of how the dream went down. Maybe there's something you can help provide for this friend, and maybe that's why the grandfather's coming through to you. Um, it's hard when it's someone you've been out of contact with in a while. This has happened to me recently. I actually had a work friend who passed away, but before she did, I reached out to her. And even though I really didn't have like a strong bond with her when we worked together, I just wanted to reach out and be like, "Hey, I've really gotten into spiritual stuff. I don't know where you are with things, but if you want to talk to me, please know that I'm here." You know, was it out of my comfort zone? A little bit. I haven't talked to that person in a long time, and I was kind of watching her getting to the place of her body passing away. Um, and so yeah, that's a hard one when it comes to not having contact with someone in a long time, but it might be opening a door of some sort. So, uh, take that, maybe go beyond your comfort zone and reach out. What's gonna happen that, comes after that? That's up to fate to decide. Sometimes if you go that step of going out of your comfort zone, you get rewarded somehow, some way. And maybe we don't maybe see it as reward. at first, but there is benefit in it. So, yeah, that's what I would pass along to Thankful P. And if you have a question, you can go to nextgenmedium.com, throw me a contact form with your question, or go to Reddit, and I have multiple subreddits that I'm keeping track of. Um, or I'm going to put this on YouTube, so you could leave a question below. And if this helped you out, subscribe and hit that subscribe button so you can get notifications when I put up more stuff like this. And you can check out my podcast at Spotify. It's called NextGEN Medium podcast. It's on Spotify, it's on iHeartRadio, it's on Apple Podcasts, wherever you get a podcast, I am there. And yeah, so good luck to you, Thankful P, and I'll be watching for your question on a Reddit subreddit thread.